Hey people of YouTube! Recently I shot a fashion show. I've done that a couple of times this summer. It's a fun new experience for me. But you know what? In a lot of ways, shooting a fashion show is very much like shooting a sporting event. Now for the show I used this Nikon D750 with this Tamron 24 to 70mm f2.8 lens, but unlike in sports I also used a flash on the camera and I diffused the light from that flash with this. It's called a Gary Fong light sphere. I don't often get to use this particular combo, so it was a cool opportunity to do so. But when I arrived at the show, I realized I could have got away without a flash. But it did give me more even light and it did make the models look better. And here's the thing, when I arrived at the show and I didn't know what the lighting conditions were going to be, what that meant was I didn't know what settings I would need. I didn't even know if a flash was going to be the right answer. And it is fun to put yourself in these new photographic situations where you got to figure things out on the fly. It's a good way to grow as a photographer and, keeps things interesting. Now, just like sports, a fashion show is a great opportunity to capture emotion and colorful action. For instance, if you arrive early, you get to capture all kinds of goings-on behind the scenes, and that can make for some interesting and fun images. A lot of photographers overlook this aspect of a sporting event, a game, or a fashion show, but I think it's a really important part of the story, and you really do get some great shots that the participants appreciate later. Now, when it's time for the main event, just like sports, you got to figure out what's going on, where's the action going to be, where's the best place from which to capture that action. Now, with a runway show, it's a little more obvious. The models are coming down a runway, so you want to be at the end of the runway. But you're not just photographing models, you're capturing audience members, designers, others, so you're still moving around a little bit and you still want to keep an eye out for the unscripted moments. For example, in this show, the MC got audience members to come up and take a walk on the catwalk themselves in the intermission. And an interesting thing about fashion shows, often the models will ask you to take individual shots of them after the event. And that's an opportunity to get to know people, and that can lead to more chances to shoot in the future. So I do recommend seeking out new photographic opportunities, new adventures. You'll grow as a photographer, you'll keep things interesting, you'll meet new people, and that can lead to new opportunities down the line. And as you do seek out those new adventures, I wish you happy shooting.